Malaysia reinforces investment and security pledges with United States. Malaysia not solely dependent on China for FDI. Hello and good afternoon. I'm MOHANA. Welcome to News on 2. US President Donald Trump welcomed Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak to the White House on Tuesday, praising Malaysia for investments in the United States. Besides a one-on-one meeting at the Oval Office, both leaders also presided over an expanded meeting between US and Malaysian delegations comprising cabinet ministers and senior government officials from both sides. In his opening remarks, Trump said Malaysia was a vital trading and investment partner for the US.
Malaysia is a massive investor in the United States in the form of stocks and bonds and the stock exchange, and they have to be very happy because we're hitting new highs on almost a weekly basis. And so we're very proud of our stock market, what's happened since I became president. So I congratulate you on those investments.
Flanked by top advisors from both governments in the White House cabinet room, Datuk Sri Najib told Trump that Malaysia Airlines would buy 25 Boeing 737 jets and 8 787 Dreamliners and would probably add another 25 737s in the near future. A deal, he said, would be worth more than $10 billion within 5 years.
We want to help you in terms of strengthening the U.S. economy. I come with 3 specific proposals. Number one, we intend to increase the number of Boeing planes to be purchased by MAS. We are committed to 25 planes of the 737 MAX 10 plus 8 787 Dreamliners. And there is a strong probability, not possibility, probability that we will add 25 more 737 MAX 10 in the near future. So within 5 years, the deal will be worth beyond $10 billion.
Datuk Sri Najib also said that Malaysia's Employees Provident Fund (EPF) wanted to spend $3 billion to $4 billion USD on US infrastructure development. Meanwhile, Trump praised Datuk Sri Najib for his tough stand on Daesh in Southeast Asia and for cutting off economic ties with North Korea.
The Prime Minister has a major role in not allowing ISIS, or as you say, Daesh, and others to exist. And he's been very, very strong on terrorism in Malaysia and a great supporter from that standpoint. So that's a very important thing to the United States.
Datuk Sri Najib responded by telling Trump that Malaysia was steadfast in the fight against extremism, reiterating his previous pledge to be staunch and dependable ally to the US in its campaign to eradicate Daesh.
We will also contribute in terms of the ideological warfare, because you need to win the hearts and minds. And the key to it is to support moderate and progressive Muslim regimes and governments around the world, because that is the true face of Islam, that is the authentic face of Islam. The more you align with progressive and moderate regimes, the better it would be in terms of winning the hearts and minds of the Muslim world.
The discussion with Trump was the highlight of Datuk Sri Najib's working visit to the US at the invitation of the 45th US President, who took office on January 20th this year. Now, Transport Minister Datuk Sri Liao Tiong Lai has slammed allegations that Malaysia is overly dependent on China for foreign direct investment. He stressed that although FDI from China had increased in recent years, China was still not the largest investment contributor to the country.
In Malaysia, China is still not the number one foreign direct investment. We still have Japan, Korea, US, even our ASEAN country is still above China. China only came in lately. We are happy that China take Malaysia as one of their foreign direct investment destination, and we welcome them because we want more investment.
Datuk Sri Liao is confident that FDI inflows from ASEAN countries to Malaysia will remain strong in the future. Last year, the FDI from ASEAN countries to Malaysia totaled at 8.6 billion ringgit, making Malaysia the fourth largest recipient of FDI investment among ASEAN countries. He was met outside the Asia Retail Conference and Expo 2017. The Malaysian Action Plan for the Indian Community, MIB, is expected to provide 2 billion unit trust for Indians in the country. MIC President Datuk Sri Dr. S. Subramaniam said the offer, aimed at raising the Indian community's economy, would be opened through Permodalan Nasional Berhad to two categories. The B40 low-income households and the second category is open to all Indians.
Satu program di bawahnya untuk kumpulan bottom 20% dan lagi satu jenis yang terbuka untuk kumpulan yang lain. Secara prinsip PNB telah setuju untuk cadangan kita walaupun kita sedang bincang secara lebih teliti tentang cara perkara ini boleh dilaksanakan.
Datuk Sri Dr. S. Subramaniam said it is hoped that the special scheme will be announced in the 2018 budget, which will be tabled next month. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC's probe into Felda Global Ventures Holdings Berhad FGV and the purchase of hotels by Felda Investment Corporation is expected to be completed this month. MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Zulkifli Ahmad said MACC has yet to decide to prosecute any individual, including former FGV Chairman Tan Sri Isa Samad and Group President and CEO Datuk Zakaria Arshad.
Maka ada sikit lagi tindakan yang kita perlu buat untuk komplitkan siasatan tersebut. Maka insyaAllah kita akan selepas selesai tersebut, maka kita akan mengangkat kertas siasatan tersebut dengan cadangan kita kepada Jabatan Pegawai Negara ataupun kepada Tansi Pegawai Negara, public prosecutors untuk kita buat keputusan.
Tan Sri Zulkifli said MACC will submit the investigation papers and the Commission's proposal to the Attorney General's chambers, which will decide whether the cases should be brought to court. He was met after officiating an MACC Prasarana anti-graft campaign at the Bangsa LRT station in Kuala Lumpur yesterday. A woman was charged at the Balik Pulau Magistrates Court in Pulau Pinang yesterday with 2 counts of humiliating 2 policemen. She, however, claimed trial to both charges when it was read to her before Magistrate Nur Azwin Abdul Muati. The accused, Jabia Noraini, 33, allegedly offered to bribe Constable Abdul Wafi Azmi with up to 50 ringgit to avoid being fined for a traffic offence near the entrance of the Penang International Airport at around 10 p.m. on September 2nd. She was also charged with hurling expletives to Constable Abdul Wafi and Lance Corporal Muhammad Nur Firdaus Abdul Talib with the intention to humiliate them at the same location and time. She was charged under Section 509 of the Penal Code, which, upon conviction, carries a 5-year prison sentence or a fine or both. The court has allowed a bail of 4,000 ringgit with 1 surety and set October 10th for a case remention. Kuching District Police Chief ACP Abang Ahmad Abang Julai said today that police have nabbed the 4th suspect involved in a gang robbery last Tuesday. The suspect, who was arrested at his home in Kampung Stampin, admitted to being the driver of the vehicle involved in the heist. The suspect was among 4 others who were involved in a series of house break-ins in the city. The first suspect in the case was arrested on Sunday, September 10th, whereas the other 2 were detained the following day. The police found firearms and dangerous weapons along with the 3 shotgun cartridges on top of the stolen items during the arrest. 2 siblings were among 58 individuals detained in Phase 3 of the Special Ops Sarang drug raid in Felda Jendera Selatan, Pahang, by the Temerloh District Police. Temerloh District Police Chief ACP Zundin Mahmud said the Ops Sarang raids have nabbed a total of 173 individuals involved in drug abuse throughout the state. ACP Zundin said all the detainees were aged between 20 and 50 years old. During the raids, police also seized several types of drugs, including heroin, cocaine, Aramin 5, katum juice, katum leaves, and marijuana. Aside from the drugs, the police also seized a Yamaha 125Z motorcycle and a Honda EX5, believed to be used as a vehicle theft case in Jurantud and Stapa. The detainees were investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. The Negeri Sembilan authorities have noted with concern about the increase in the number of commercial crimes, especially online purchase scams. Hence, Negeri Sembilan Police Chief Datuk Nur Azam Jamaluddin reminded consumers not to be easily duped by get-rich-quick scams that are rampant online.
Di setiap daripada kita ni terdedah dengan jenayah cyber kerana ada elemen pemujukan dan influencing yang mendorong seseorang itu terperangkap dan tertipu. Jadi antaranya yang kita pesan adalah kes penipuan pembelian secara online.
Speaking to the media in Seremban, Datuk Nur Azam said there are various scams such as the parcel scam, the Macau scam, as well as non-existent money-lending scams among the numerous commercial crime cases. The public can contact the authorities at the number displayed for further information about any suspicious advertisements and offers that are too good to be true.
Sanggupkah kita berdiam diri melihat mereka ditindas hari demi hari? Apakah ada jalan untuk meringankan kesengsaraan mereka? Bersama kita bersatu melalui misi kemanusiaan untuk Rohingya oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Perdana Menteri. Sumbangan anda mampu memberikan mereka peluang untuk terus mengharungi kehidupan.
Coming up next, Agriculture and Agri-Based Industry Ministry to establish a department focusing on culinary.
Our lifestyle choices frequently cause neck and shoulder pain. Don't ignore it. Use ML's Yoko Yoko. Its liquid formula with soft sponge head provides quick penetration and fast relief. Feels good, right? Yoko Yoko, fast relief for neck and shoulder pain. Severe pain? Improve blood circulation with heat therapy. Yoko Yoko Heat Patch.
And strengthen the nation's economic resilience while providing the space and flexibility to implement counter-cyclical measures to support the economy in times of crisis. Deputy Treasury Secretary General of Investment, Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Isa Hussein said the national fiscal policy supported and maintained the momentum of the country's economic growth and increased its competitiveness while ensuring the people's well-being.
Knowing Malaysia sebagai sebuah ekonomi yang terbuka, negara berhadapan dengan persekitaran luar yang mencabar. Walau bagaimanapun, pembaharuan sektor ekonomi, infrastruktur, kewangan dan fiskal yang dilaksanakan selama ini telah menyediakan penampan yang mencukupi untuk menangani cabaran luar.
In addition, Datuk Sri Muhammad Isa said the national fiscal policy continues to emphasize on consolidation measures towards achieving a near-balanced budget by 2020. He said this at the launch of the 12th Malaysia National Economic Conference in Kuala Lumpur yesterday. The Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry Ministry is looking to establish a department that focuses on culinary developments and innovations, as it is considered the future of agro-food industry in the country. According to its minister, Datuk Sri Ahmad Shabiri Cheek, currently culinary developments are being done mainly by individuals, as there was no specific ministry or department tasked to ensure its strategic growth.
Minta supaya pihak kementerian ini dapat melihat perkara ini secara serius untuk dibangunkan satu unit atau satu jabatan satu masa nanti yang melihat aspek kulineri sebagai sebahagian daripada kekuatan negara kita di masa yang akan datang.
Datuk Sri Ahmad Shabiri spoke to the media yesterday after the launch of the National Level Farmers, Livestock Breeders and Fishermen's Day in Serdar. Now, the Rural and Regional Development Ministry has provided a 1 million ringgit grant to Felkra Lubot Sirih cooperatives to run the country's first budget hotel under the Desa Lestari program. The budget hotel, located in Uni City Alam, Sungai Cucuh, Perlis, would charge less than 100 ringgit per room per night once it's launched in December. According to Deputy Minister Dato' Ahmad Jazlan Yaakob, the project is one of the many pioneer projects following the ministry's handing out of homestay and cabin stay grants. With the launching of the hotel, it is expected that other Desa Lestari participants will follow suit. He said this after visiting the hotel yesterday as part of his working visit to Perlis. Perbadanan Prima Malaysia has identified several potential locations in the north to be developed as township projects. Its CEO, Dato' Abdul Muttalib Alias, said the locations identified are Teluk Intan, Perak and Teluk Kumbar, Pulau Pinang. Dato' Abdul Muttalib explained that the locations are seen as suitable as they are commercial focal points and there was a high demand among residents in the area.
Actually, we already working on a few townships, but at least one or two of these townships are still in the process of getting the state approval. At the right time, nanti kita akan announce.
The township in Teluk Intan is a mixed development of commercial and residential, covering 142 acres, while the township in Teluk Kumbar is another mixed development that covers 110.5 acres. Dato' Abdul Muttalib spoke in a briefing after signing the Memorandum of Understanding between Prima and the Malaysian Institute of Planners to kickstart the Prima MIP Township Ideas Competition 2017-2018. AirAsia Group has unveiled its collaboration with University Putra Malaysia, UPM, with the launch of an aircraft featuring livery created by the university's Design and Architecture faculty. Launched by Higher Education Minister Datuk Sri Idris Jusoh at the Sepang Aircraft Engineering new hangar yesterday, the Airbus A320-200 depicts the words University Putra Malaysia, its motto, "With knowledge we serve," and an icon, a rain tree. Speaking after the launch, AirAsia Group CEO Tan Sri Tony Fernandez said the collaboration with UPM will help the company tap varsity talent to grow the aviation industry.
Having a university with us actually that's doing research for us, and it's something new. I think it happens a lot in the UK, it happens a lot in the US. Now we're seeing the power, there's an enormous amount of talent, brain power in the university that we're harnessing now to help us grow. That's just in one aspect. So the research part is tremendous.
The cost to design and paint the livery was $50,000. The aircraft with the registration number 9MAQD would rotate and change its destination to fly to several Asia destinations to enable as many Asians as possible to see it. And that concludes this afternoon's edition of News on 2. In our top story today, Malaysia reinforces investment and security pledges with United States. Join us again at 7 p.m. for more updates on the latest happenings from around the world. I'm MOHANA. Thanks for watching.